Welcome back everybody to Let's Play Planescape Torment. In the last episode, we took a lecture on the Blood War and met Dayanara's father. We've basically vowed to him that we will help find the reason behind his daughter's death and report back to him when we have. We also ran into this guy, Fel. I couldn't talk to him last episode because of a bug, but I tried, leaving the tattoo parlor and coming back in and talking to him, and it worked. But apparently I needed to go talk to a Dabus and basically learn the Dabus language before talking to this guy so that way I could talk to him proper. Luckily, since my intelligence and wisdom were high enough, I was able to pick up on rebuses quite easily. So, howdy. You see a Dabus, but something about it strikes you as odd. It has the same shock of white hair, the same greenish cast to its skin, the same pair of goat horns, but you suddenly realize this one is walking on the ground, not floating. For some reason, it makes you uneasy, and apparently it makes Anna uneasy as well. She gives a sharp intake of breath, and then as she catches sight of the Dabus. Anna, what's wrong? Are you daft? Anna turns toward you, and you suddenly realize she's frightened. Are you so pig-eager to dance in the lady's shadow that you'll bandy words with this one? Let's give this place a laugh before we get pinned in the dead book. What's the problem, Anna? It's Fel. Anna throws a fearful glance at the creature, presumably Fel. Let's be away, no good'll come of being here, so it won't. Fel? In response, Fel bows. A lone symbol of bun appears above its head. It is blurry at first, but then it resolves into a white oval, an oval with a black lightning bolt across it. For some reason, you have a feeling you know this creature. He's a Dabus who's not a Dabus, eh? He walks on the ground. Anna's voice drops into a whisper, and she starts trembling. No more questions. Let's just give this place a laugh, eh? Anna, no harm will come to you while I'm here. Now tell me what's wrong. Anna throws a frightened glance at Fel. Fel's a Dabus who angered her. It said he's a Dabus who isn't a Dabus, and the time's closed where the lady's gaze will fall on him, so it will. So he no longer works for the Lady of Pain? Anna, I just want to ask Fel a few questions. Be gone in no time. Anna grabs your arm. Please, nay, no good'll come of it. Anyone speaking to Fel could draw the lady's gaze. I don't want to die, I don't. To your surprise, Anna looks close to tears. Anna, no harm will come to you while I'm here, I promise. I just want to speak to him for a moment. For a minute, Anna just looks at you, then something in your gaze seems to calm her, and she steels herself. I don't know why, but she shakes her head. Go on then, talk to him. I don't care. There's an undercurrent of fear in her voice. I get the feeling I should have talked to this guy before I recruited Anna. The Dabus waits patiently, his hands tucked into his sleeve. A series of symbols materializes above its head, and then dissipate where the question mark appears. I had some questions for you. I feel like I know you, Fel. Fel bows reverently, and a stream of symbols swirl about his head, and rotating clockwise and then counterclockwise. It takes you a moment to translate. This is the first time and not the first time you have come to this place. Do you know who I am? Another series materializes quickly and sharply, and to focus above Fel's head. The translation comes to you quickly and sharply as the symbols themselves, and as if you have translated the exact same string many times. Yes, but I am not permitted to tell your story. Why not?
Updated my journal.
For a moment, there is no response from Fel, and a stream of rebuses appear as if trickling out of Fel's mind. My apologies, I cannot change the nature of a man. You can't explain why, but the last sentence sends a crawling sensation through your skull. Nature of a man? What do you mean? Symbols that appear above Fel almost mirror the previous stream. My apologies, I cannot say. Let's see. You say you've met me before, Fel. Do you know how I died? Well, we kind of know how he died now, but who knows, I might get out some EXP. Fel does not respond for a moment, and slowly, menacingly, 3 symbols materialize above his head, each of them casting a long shadow. Shadows. Shadows. The 3 symbols swirl about each other, each leaving a faint black misty trail above them. They take on a ragged edge, like teeth and talons, and multiply. Where there were 3, there is 9. 9 becomes 27, until the room is a swarm of shadows. Many shadows, they streamed from the darkness, swarmed you, and left you to die. Why? The shadow symbols swirl into one, and dissolve, to be replaced with a simple symbol. I do not know. What's behind that curtain, Fel? The caravan train of symbols slowly materialize around Fel, one by one. It is my gallery. Your discarded skins are my canvas. I admire you. I am saddened by you. Wait, skin? Is that why his... Oh god. That's why his name was his skin is gray. It's... Oh god, it's scar tissue. So saddened for me? Why? Another caravan of symbols forms around Fel, this time forming a circle. The mark of torment lies upon your flesh. Tragedies and loss have built themselves upon it, like stones upon a foundation. You have endured great pain. What do you mean? A long string of rebuses again appears above Fel's head, and surrounds his arms like manacles. I admire you because you have never surrendered to the weight of these losses, despite the fact that these chains hang on you still. Go on. Long string of rebuses appears above Fel's head and then falls, covering him like a cloak. These losses blanket this life and all of your past ones. You shed lives like a molting serpent. You are exploring the infinite paths of life. Tell me more. A long string of rebuses appears above Fel's head, then falls suddenly to the floor, streaming out from behind him like a shadow. Take with you this warning. Each of your lives casts a shadow on existence. You must travel to the place where these shadows have gone mad and the regrets have scarred the earth. Is there anything else you can tell me? A brief series of paper-thin rebuses appear in an orderly row next to Fel, then vanish into glowing motes. Do not sign anything. Very well. Let's see. Another series of rebuses appear, forming a spiral. They have the texture of a question about them. Do you feel complete? I don't, in fact. Ever since I woke up in the mortuary, I feel like something's missing. Something inside. Fel nods, and a series of symbols materialize like a halo around him. You are strong. Keep faith, and you shall become whole again. I'll try. I had some other questions, though. One more before I go. Do you know anybody named Ravel Puzzlewell? There is a long moment of visual silence. It drags out so long that at first you wonder if Fel heard you. Then a few symbols, strangely gray-colored, appear sluggishly above his head. She is not a myth. What can you tell me about her? A white oval appears beside Fel, and a sharp crack appears in it. You think he's saying something about Ravel cracking the cage in city, but you are not certain. Maybe Ravel tried to crack the city open? Do you know where she is? series of gray symbols swirl about Fell's head like a slow-moving whirlpool, then flatten themselves onto a bizarre twisting pattern. You think he's saying something about a maze, but he's using the word maze as if it were a verb. She was mazed? Let's see. The next series of symbols march out like a train of slaves carrying a heavy load. You think he's saying something about imprisonment or punishment. She's imprisoned. Do you know how I can reach her? Another stream of rebuses trail out from Fell, but these float lower as if they're carrying a heavy weight. From what you can understand, Fell doesn't seem to know how to reach her, and that one shouldn't try to find her. I'll have to come back when I can find a better translator. Bye, Fell. Before you leave, a new series of symbols around Fell appear on Fell. The structure is that of an X, and they pulse with a weak heartbeat. You think he's warning you to leave Ravel alone. I may have to find her anyway. Goodbye, Fell. I kind of want to go back there out of sick curiosity.
Done.
Yep, okay. Those of you, and so there's probably going to be a bunch of skin back here, so those of you with weak constitution may want to look away.
Done.
Oh, sweet mother of... Yeah, Fell wasn't kidding. Oh my god. And doing this netted me nothing. Neat. No EXP, no nothing. I feel kind of betrayed. And I upset Anna for, well, almost nothing. Except I officially know what those things that killed Nameless are called, shadows. Anyway, let's see. Oh yeah, I do want to get some more EXP, and, because I have 16 charisma now, and do I have some junk? I have some junk. We can go to the Weeping Stone Catacombs, and hopefully finish up that thing at the Dead Nations for, Minia's one.
You know, Fiendling, you're alright. Well, if you weren't being such a banshee all the time.
Ooh.
And if you weren't yourself all the time, you might be a fine skull too.
Ooh.
I think I'm in love.
Well. That's something. Honestly, I'm...
Right. We need to set up Kip now.
Oh, you're tired, Anna. Okay, hold on. We can go rest at Martha. Not Martha, Marta. We can go rest.
I must rest.
Yes, I know. It's okay. We're here at a resty place now, and we can take a nap. Can I rest here, please? Thank you.
If things get any worse, I might as well go dip my pen in the Lady of Pain.
Ma?
Watch your bone, Bog Skull. Don't be taking her name in vain like that.
What, you mean the Lady of Pain? Is talking about the Lady of Pain a bad thing? Why would the Lady of Pain mind us talking about her, huh?
Oh my god.
Are you trying to get us all carved to pieces? Don't you be tempting fate like that, Skull.
Fate shouldn't tempt me.
Mort's kind of a badass, but he's also kind of an idiot. Lovable, though, so that's alright. Man, Dak'kon is fast. Anyway, can I just open this now? No? Okay. Can I? Thank you. Top of the morning, lads. And they just opened the gate without a word. Okay, there are some things that I want to do while in the Weeping Stone Catacombs. First, I want to go to the Crypt of the Embrace and use stories Bones tell on that dead guy in there. Bada boop. Special skills, stories Bones tell. This guy... Can I not? Do I use it on me? Oh! Oh shit, it worked! This is the corpse of a man with a surprised look on his break-nosed face. It's hard to tell how he died, whether from the numerous horrific slashing wounds across his abdomen and throat, or from the blood loss incurred from when his right arm was nearly severed from his shoulder. As the corpse replies to you, his voice rattles around in his throat. No, beast. Must run. Why do I feel so numb? Am I drunk? I can't feel me hands and me legs. Last thing I remember is being pushed in here. The boys being slashed by some big piking thing. Ooh. Sounds like they may have ran afoul of a were-rat or even Mantlok. What are you talking about? Who in the Nine Hills are you? Show yourself. But the hairy ass of the Pan himself. I'm dead, aren't I? I'm afraid so. Can you answer me some questions? I always knew it'd come down to this. Tell me, Cutter, am I still in the catacombs? Yes. The corpse's voice is bitter. Figures. Aye, it does. Do them a good turn and they'll do nothing for you. I just wanted to ask some questions. Let's see. What do you want to know, Burke? What happened to you? We and me boys had just popped into this crypt. It was harder than picking a chastity belt, I'm telling you. After tearing and prying at the door for a little past eternity, got in here, and we were all opening this main crypt when me blood started shouting about this thing slashes me and dumps me into the crypt. I'm fighting it, and I hear them start running. My bloods. What happened to them, eh? Where be Bert? Loden. They make it or are they in the dead book? I don't know. Hey, well, let's hope they didn't. Don't they run in pikers? Let's see. Tell me about yourself. Gris the Vulture. They called me that for the friend on account of being able to smell out crypts and snatch out the best loot before anyone else knew it was there. Spent most of my time picking at dead bodies. Anna nudges the corpse one with her toe and turns to you. You know why they call him Gris the Vulture, don't you? It's 'cause the agent's got such a huge beak on him. His nose is always walking a few feet in front of him. Gris, eh? I'll let the other villagers know he's dead. Well, I'm friggin' dead, it looks like. Give him my word and give him my worst regards, then. The blighters are probably already picking through me stash and scrounging my corpse. Your stash? Hey, a little bit tucked away near me kip. A little bit that wheezing, crusty blighter Farad didn't know nothing about. To the right of the retard Ojo's place, if I remember correctly. Dude, don't call somebody a retard, that's rude. Anyway, other questions? Tell me about the catacombs. These are me stomping grounds. Lots of ripe crypts down here, near untouched by anyone he pauses. Well, a lot of years. By my reckoning, me and the boys have cracked a lot of crypts down here. We'd just gotten to this one when the problem happened. What crypts can you tell me about? Let's see. There's one left of the entrance with a bunch of them Vargi ghoul heads flying about. I don't want to be messing there without a lot of torches and some crossbows. There's a cryptic print of pretty tiles to the right into the entrance and then down a ways. Let's see. Maybe if I just like talk to him, I'll get some EXP about it. Alright. Well, I guess we got all we could out of him. We did find out where a stash was, so that's neat. Now, where's the detonations? Here we go. Okay. Go over here. Still Mary's chambers.
All
Climb
right.
up. Okay. Let's see if we can't get anything new out of Stale Mary. Let's see. Silent King. Yes, what can you tell me of him? Actually, hold on. Maybe I'll be able to understand him understand her a little more if I cast Stories Bones Tell on myself. No? Damn. Let's see. What are you doing here? Let's see. You look at the Silent King. Sort of work. Let's see. Ah, damn it. Apparently you were supposed to have like a charisma of... Apparently you were supposed to have a friggin' charisma of 16 for, friggin' Stale Mary to take you to the Silent King, but apparently not.
You know, it wouldn't kill you to say a few words to me, fiendling. Or hug me. Or kiss me.
Stop trying to get into the pants of every woman you see, Mort. Anyway, there is
right.
one more thing I want to find while I'm here under the suggestion of a couple people. So, give me a minute to just, like, walk around and find them. Oh, I meant to hit record sooner, but, apparently my intelligence is high enough that I can solve the puzzled skeleton's riddle. So, yeah, tongue. It seems incredulous. 'Tis what? But the first two sentences are unrelated, only there to trick you. Remember, there's 3 words in the common tongue. The third word is tongue. That's... Oh, what devious trick! Why, I have no tongue either. It stops, then laughs, dust billowing from its creaking jaws. That's good, alright. I thank thee. Of course, I hope you have a nice day. I'm going to continue on my search for the thing I'm looking for. Aha! This zombie, who has no name, apparently you can actually help them out. This rotting female corpse is shaking her head and moaning sadly. As you approach, however, she turns and holds her hand out to you, as if asking for aid. What can I help you with? The zombie moans softly in reply. One of your skills in conversing with dead allow you to understand her. Name... My name... Let's see. Is that why you're distressed? Forgot my name. My name. Her milky eyes flow with black, roomy substance. The corpse's only tears. Why don't you just choose a new name? She stands there, watching you silently. Did you understand? You can choose a new name. She shakes her head, backing away as if frightened. But, no. Can't you see how you've changed? Would your true name fit you any longer? She pauses, pulling her hands up to her cheeks. The corpse bites her lower lip. You see? You can let your old name go now. Become something new. But who? What name? She appears confused, overwhelmed. Anything you like. Anything. She stands quietly, staring at the floor, and suddenly raises her head. You name me? Alright, let's think of a name for her.
My journal.
See, you think of a name, but before you can speak it, the zombie hushes you, drawing close and cupping her hand over her ear. You whisper her name to her. The corpse nods and smiles. Yes, thank you. Yay, we helped this poor girl think of a new name. See, still can't level up yet though. So, let's head on over to the, let's jump cut on over to the buried village and see if we can't find Griss's stash. Passing through and from the Weeping Stone Catacombs has been so much easier since I threatened to break Bar's arm. Okay, so he said it was somewhere behind, like, Ojo's house, maybe?
Done.
It's somewhere behind or somewhere in Ojo's house. Did we already check in this box? Yes. So, let's see. Where's Ooh here? What the? I can go in here? What's in here? A shit ton of cranium rats. Alright, let's clean this mess up, gang. Okay, so let's see. Let's just take some of these and... Poor bastard. Well, at least this guy can rest in peace without friggin' rats nibbling on his corpse. Maybe I could use Story's bones tell on him.
All right.
So let's see. Ba-da-ba, 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 ba-da-ba. Nope, nothing. Damn. Ah, well. Oh, wait, what's in here? Nothing. Damn. Oh, well. So, let's see.
I'm gone.
I mean, he said it was near Ojo's home, so... Or was it in Ojo's home? I don't know. See, record card has seen better days. Well, we've basically checked around around Ojo's home, but I'm not seeing it. I'll probably come back here later, unless it's like in Ojo's home. But I'll probably come back here later because I'm probably gonna get yelled at. It's just like, how could you look past it, you dense bitch? Why are you so bad at video games? Let's see. Hey there, big hitter. How's your friend in the wall? Ojo turns away from the wall and stares at Mort, a slow smolder in his eyes. Alright, Mort, that's enough. Mort ducks his head. Whatever you say, boss. Ojo, I had some questions. What you doing? Ojo talk. Oh. Examine his hand. There's a small inflamed scab on his skin. As you watch, he peels the scab away again. What happened to your hand? Bit. Who bit you, Ojo? He looks at the wall and looks back at you. Man in the wall. There's a man in the wall? He looks at the wall and then looks back at you. What does the man in the wall say? Tells about crying stone place. Tells stories. I tell stories too. Stories about what? He looks at the wall and then falls silent. Alright, tell me about the man in the wall again. What does he look like? Actually, no, what wall is he in? He points at the wall. You notice a small hole in it. Upon closer examination, you see that the hole is ragged and looks like it's been chewed out by a rat. Is the man in the wall a rat? He nods. Alright. So, can we talk to the man in the wall?
Done.
I guess not.
Alright.
Oh shit, so either we found Chris's stash already, or I'm just dumb. So for the time being, I guess we should head back to the lower ward and the clerk's ward, poke around there a little. So I will see you guys there. Alright, I forgot, we need to report back to Sharegrave and Emmerich about the whole fraud corpse thing. Hi, Sharegrave. Have you done what I asked of you? Have you found out what he's up to? Yes, Farad's supply of dead bodies is coming from the catacombs beneath Sigil. He makes a lot of jinx selling corpses the dustmen have already buried back to them.
Updated my journal.
His eyes widen in surprise, and then begins to shout, "How in Beator did he get down there? That piking bastard!" His bolt hole is actually a cavern complex that leads to a small city locked beneath Ragpicker Square. From there, there's a gate that should lead back down to the catacombs. Can't believe that bastard's luck. Actually, I think his luck's run out. He's dead. What? The news slowly sinks in. Oh, the lady has blessed me today. Aye, she has. Here's your gin cutter. Enjoy it. Thanks. I hope you have a nice day, Sharegrave. I need to go tell Emmerich, too. Okay. I really hope this doesn't pit the two against each other. Oh well, I guess if it does happen, it's not my problem. Because I am
You know, Fiendling, you look a lot better if you dressed up some more. Yeah, you know, a pair of lace boots with lengthy heels on them to go with those emerald eyes.
Heels wouldn't work so well for thieves, Mort.
If I were you, I'd learn to latch my bone box.
Well, if I were you, I'd rent a suite and not come out for a month.
So anyway, gathering dust bar. I know this is going to make everybody in this party uncomfortable, but let's go. Okay, let's find Emmerich. You see Emmerich. He's regarding you with a stony gaze. Let's see. Spoke with Farad and discovered where Farad is getting their bodies that he brings to you. Let's see. They come from the catacombs beneath Sigil. He's taking the bodies you have already buried and selling them back to you. When you buy them again, he just digs them up again. Emmerich falls silent. He's staring at you with a stony gaze, and then you are suddenly struck with the feeling that his eyes are burrowing into your skull. Emmerich nods. You have done a great service for the Dustman. He removes his hands from his sleeves, then lets his long sleeves drape across the table like a curtain. When he pulls them back, a small lapis lazuli coffin lies upon the table. It's a tiny thing, barely 2 inches wide and 3 inches long. The Dustman symbol was engraved on the coffin lid. The hell is this? As you pick up the coffin, it chirrups, unfolds, and dissolves into a stream of hundreds of copper coins. in which you somehow managed to keep from falling and spilling across the floor of the bar. How all these coins fit into the tiny coffin is beyond you. So take my leave. Goodbye. Well, at least I stopped Rod's people from further dickery, which is good. How much more do I level up? Oh shit. Still got a ways to go. Basically, it's just a matter of poking around, asking questions, doing any quests if we come across them. So for now, let's go back to the lower ward, I guess.
You know, Fiendling, you're like an Arborian fire seed.
What the fuck's an Arborian fire seed?
I'd stop now if I were you.
Yeah, your hair's like a sweet, tender flame, yet inside you're bitter. Like a beetle sting.
You know, Skull, you're going to be doing your grinning on the tip of a pike one of these days. Aye, and that'll be the least of your worries after I'm through with you.
Sometimes I wish you just loved me for who I am, not what I can do for you.
Settle down, children. Let's see. Coffin maker. Wrecked house, where those are the jackasses. Pawn shop. Still can't get into the Great Foundry. Also, from what you guys told me, Dak'kon making that woman's death quick and painless is the best thing I could have done for both of them. Although, maybe we could take this time to study the Unbroken Circle of Zerthimon? Let's see. A small round stone appears to be a religious text that Dak'kon carries. It's made up of a series of interlocking circles that fold out from one one another. The complexity of these plates and the intricacy of their links improve the let's see. We can't figure out how to unlock the plates, however. Maybe we can talk to Dak'kon about it? So let's see. Talk. Dak'kon.
What is your will?
There are things that I would know, Dak'kon. Let's see. Can I talk to you about your teachings? Dak'kon waits. Let's see. Can you teach me anything of the art, Dak'kon? Know that it is the way of the people, and the way of the people is not the same as the art you have come to know. It is not the energy that gives strength, it is knowing the self that gives strength. The teachings of Zerthimon speak of such things. Could you teach me the ways of the way of Zerthimon then, Dak'kon? Do you know what you have asked? The texture of Dak'kon's blade flows until it becomes like a stone. To walk the path of Zerthimon, you must know of the people. The knowing of such things by one is not, and the not of the people is a difficult matter. There are those not of the people who have heard the way of Zerthimon, but they do not know the way. Let's see. Dak'kon, I want to know of the people and know Zerthimon's teachings. I believe there is wisdom to be learned in such things.
Updated my journal.
Know that I have heard your words, and I shall test them. To learn, you must know the people. To know the people, you must know the unbroken circle of Zerthimon. Dak'kon holds up the stone disc in his possession, and his spider-like fingers hook into its sides. There is a click, and the plates of the circle slide into a new configuration. He reverses the motion, sealing the stone. Know that the first circle of Zerthimon is open to you. Study it, and then I will hear your words. Alright, so let's take a look at it. Unlock the first plate Dak'kon has showed us. You mirror the motions that Dak'kon made upon the circle, and its plates give way to your touch, the rings sliding into a new configuration. Upon the rings are a series of symbols. The script is like no writing you have ever seen. It is a series of interlocking geometries and circles predominating and Just looking at it, you know the symbols and know you can read them. Alright then, let's read the first circle. Know that we are the first people. Once, all was chaos. The first people were thought drawn from chaos. When the first people came to know themselves, then they were chaos no longer, and became flesh. With their thoughts and knowing of matter, the people shaped the first world and dwelled there with their knowing to sustain them. Yet the flesh was new to the people, and with it the people came not to know themselves. The flesh gave rise to new thoughts, greed and hate, pains and joys, jealousies and doubts. All of these fed on each other, and the minds of the people were divided. In their division, the people were punished. The emotions of the flesh were strong. The greed and hates, the pains and joys, the jealousies and doubts, all of these served as a guiding stone to enemies. In becoming flesh, the first people became enslaved to those who knew flesh only as tools for their will. No, these beasts were the Illithids. Oh god, they were getting involved with mind flayers. The Illithids were a race that had come not to know themselves. They had learned how to make other races not know themselves. They were the tentacled ones. They lived in flesh and saw flesh as tools of their will. Their blood was as water, and they sharpened minds with their thoughts. When the Illithids came upon the people were no more. The people became slaves. The Illithids took the people from the first world and brought them to the false worlds. As the people labored upon the false worlds, the Illithids taught them the way of the flesh. Through them, the people came to know loss, they came to know suffering, and they came to know death, both of the body and the mind. They came to know what it is like, what it is to be hurt and to be heard of another, and have their flesh consumed. They came to know the horror of being made to feel joy in such things. They were basically brain fodder for the mind flayers. The unbroken circle is the knowing of how the people have lost themselves, and how they have come to know themselves again. Alright. Let's talk to Dak'kon then.
What is your will?
I have read the Unbroken Circle of Zerthimon, and I want to speak to you more about the way of Zerthimon. What is it that you and what did you come to know? Let's see. Strength lies in knowing oneself. I have learned that someone does not know themselves. They are lost. They become a tool for others.
Updated my journal.
You have come to know the first circle of Zerthimon. You do not only see the words of Zerthimon, but you have come to know them. Dak'kon holds up the circle, and his fingers hook his fingers around the edges. There is a click, and the plates of the circle slide into a new configuration. He reverses the motion, sealing the stone. Know that the second circle of Zerthimon is open to you. Study it, and I will hear your words. Alright. Let's unlock the second circle of Zerthimon. You slide the plates into configuration Dak'kon has showed you, and a new ring is revealed. The ring carries the same script as you read before, with the same geometries. You know the symbols, and know you can read them. Know that flesh cannot mark steel. Know that steel may mark flesh. In knowing this, Zerthimon became free. Know that the tentacled ones were of flesh. They relied on flesh and used it as tools of their will. One of the places where flesh is served their will was in the fields and husks of the false worlds of the Illithids. The fields were where the bodies of the people were cast after the Illithids had consumed their brains. When the brain had been devoured, the husks became fertilizer to grow the poison-stemmed grasses of the Illithids. Zerthimon worked the fields with no knowing of himself or what he had become. He was a tool of flesh, and the flesh was content. It was upon these fields that Zerthimon came to know the scripture of steel. During one of the turnings, as Zerthimon tilled the fields with his hands, he came across a husk whose brain had remained within it. It had not been used for food, yet it was dead. The thought that one of the husks had died a death without serving as food for the Illithids was a thought that Zerthimon had difficulty understanding. From that thought came a desire to know what had happened to the husk. Embedded in the skull of a husk was a steel blade. It had pierced the bone. Zerthimon realized what it was that killed the husk. The steel that had marked the flesh, but the flesh had not marked the steel. Zerthimon took the blade and studied its surface. In it, he saw his reflection. It was the reflection of the steel that Zerthimon first knew himself. The edge was sharp. Its will was the wearer's. It was the blade that would come to be raised against Gith when Zerthimon came to the pronouncement of two skies. Zerthimon kept the blade for many turnings, and many were the thoughts he had about it. He used it in the fields to aid his work. In using it, he thought about how it was not used. The Illithids were powerful. Zerthimon had believed that there was nothing that they did not know. Yet the Illithids never carried tools of steel. They only used flesh as tools. Everything was done through flesh, for the tentacled ones were made of flesh, and they knew flesh. Yet steel was superior to flesh. When the blade had killed the husk, it was the flesh that had been weaker to the steel. It was then that Zerthimon came to know that flesh yielded the steel. In knowing that, he came to know that steel was stronger than the Illithids. Steel became the scripture of the people. Know that steel is the scripture by which the people came to know freedom. I finished reading the second circle. I read the unbroken circle of Zerthimon. What have you come to know? I learned that not knowing something can be a tool, just like flesh and steel. If upon encountering it, you attempt to know its nature and how it came to be. You have seen the words, and you have seen beyond them. You have come to know the second circle of Zerthimon. He takes a circle, and with a deft motion, he twists one of the links into the plates and slides forth. But strangely enough, the stone still appears intact. He hands the plate to you. Meditate upon this teaching, and the knowing of it shall give you strength. When you have absorbed it, you shall know more. Very well, I will study the circle. Okay. Focus on metal leveling up. Still pretty far off. Okay. I also want to fiddle around with this Modron cube, but I have no idea how that works. Anyway. Unlock the third circle of Zerthimon. You slide the plates into the configuration Dak'kon showed you, and a new ring is revealed. The ring carries the same script as you read before, and with the same geometries. You know these symbols, and know you can read them. Zerthimon labored many turnings for the Illithid Arlathi the twice deceased, and his partnership in the cavernous heavens of the false worlds. His duties would have broken the backs of many others, but Zerthimon labored on, suffering torment and exhaustion. It came to pass that the Illithid Arlathi twice deceased ordered Zerthimon before him and his many-veined Galleria. He claimed that Zerthimon had committed slights of obstinance and cowardice against his partnership. The claims had no weight of truth, for Arlathi only wished to know if flames raged within Zerthimon's heart. He wished to know if Zerthimon's heart was one of a slave or of a rebel. Zerthimon surrendered to the Illithid punishment rather than reveal his newfound strength. He knew that were he to show the hatred in his heart, it would serve nothing, and it would harm the others that felt as he. He chose to endure the punishment and was placed within the pillars of silence so he might suffer for returning. Lashed upon the pillars, Zerthimon moved his mind through a place where pain could not reach, leaving his body behind. He lasted a turning, and when he was brought before Arlathi twice deceased, he gave gratitude for the punishment to the Illithid, as was custom. In so doing, he proved himself a slave in the Illithid eyes while his heart remained free. By enduring and quenching the fires of his hatred, he allowed Arlathi twice deceased to think him weak. When the time of the rising came, Arlathi would be the first of the Illithid to know death by Zerthimon's hand, and die a third death. He basically learned how to mentally tap out.
What is your will?
Let's see. Let's talk about your teachings. I've read the Unbroken Circle of Zerthimon, and I want to speak to you about the way of Zerthimon. What do you know? What have you come to know? Endure, and enduring, grow strong. The words you speak seem to strike Dak'kon strangely. As you speak them, his forehead creases, and then resettles to its normal passive expression. Your will has taught you, and your will has brought you the knowing, the third circle of Zerthimon. With this knowing, I impart this to you. He takes the circle, and with a deft motion, he twists one of the links, and one of the plates slides forth. He hands the plate to you. Meditate upon its teachings, and the knowing of it shall give you strength. Is there more you can as afterwards, you suddenly notice that Dak'kon isn't looking at you. He is looking at the unbroken circle in his hands, studying it. His blade has taken on the same texture as the unbroken circle, and Dak'kon suddenly seems older somehow. Dak'kon? Dak'kon's black eyes rise up from the circle and look at you. Know that I did not believe that you would come to know the teachings of the circle. It is a difficult path you will walk in learning the way of Zerthimon. Is your mind focused on this matter? Yes, I wish to learn more. Dak'kon's fingers feel around the edges of the stone circle, and twists it clockwise, the links clicking until they have settled into a new configuration. He then reverses the motion, resetting the stone. The next circle of Zerthimon is open to you. Study it, and I will hear your words. Alright. Oh! Wait, what the? I have my own circles of Zerthimon? Or do they just like... Oh shit! Oh shit, I can learn his spells! Copy that shit! Nice! Oh, that's nice! Okay. Let's unlock the fourth circle of Zerthimon then. Let's see. You know the symbols and we know we can read them. Know that the rising of the people against the Illithid was a thing built upon many 10 turnings of labor. Many of the people were gathered and taught in secret the ways of defeating their illithid masters. They were taught to shield their minds and use them as weapons. They were taught the scripture of steel, and most importantly, they were given the knowing of freedom. Some of the people learned the nature of freedom and took it into their hearts. The knowing gave them strength. Others feared freedom and kept silent. But there were those who knew freedom and knew slavery. It was their choice that the people remained chained. One of these was Vilkar. Vilkar saw no freedom in the Rising, but opportunity. He saw that the illithid had spawned across many of the false worlds. Their worlds numbered so many that their vision turned only outwards to all that they did not already touch. Vilkar's eyes saw that much took place that the illithid did not see. To the Rising, the illithid were blinded. Vilkar came before his master, the illithid. My god, why do mind flayers have such weird names? Zhtaris? With the knowing of the Rising. Vilkar added to his chains and offered to be their eyes against the Rising. In exchange, Vilkar asked that he be rewarded for his service. The illithid agreed to this contract. At the bonding of the contract, a dark time occurred. Many were the betrayals Vilkar committed, and many were the people that the illithids fed upon to stem the Rising. It seemed that the Rising would die before it could ever occur, and the illithid were pleased with Vilkar's eye. It was near the end of this dark time when Zerthimon came to know of Vilkar's treacheries. In knowing Vilkar's eye, Zerthimon forced the Rising to silence itself, so that Vilkar might think that at last his treacheries had succeeded, and the Rising had fallen. He knew that Vilkar's eye was filled only with the reward that he had been promised. He would see what he wanted to see. With greed beating in his heart, Vilkar came upon the illithid Zhtaris and spoke to his master of his success. He said that the Rising had fallen and the illithids were safe to turn their eyes outwards once more. He praised their wisdom in using Vilkar's eye, and he asked them for his reward. In his greed blindness, Vilkar had forgotten the knowing of why the people had sought freedom. He had lost the knowing of what slavery meant. He had forgotten what his illithid masters saw when they looked upon him. And so Vilkar's betrayal of the people ended with another betrayal. Vilkar came to know that when Vilkar's eye had nothing left to see, Vilkar's eye was useless. The illithid gave to Vilkar his reward, opening the cavity of his skull and devouring his brain. Vilkar's corpse was cast upon the fields of husks, so its blood might water the poison-stemmed grasses. And that's what you get for being a snitch. That is the lesson I took away from this Dak'kon. Snitches get stitches. Let's see. Let's talk about your teachings. What did you come to know? When one chooses to see only what is before them, and only a part of a whole, they are blind. Just as Vilkar was blinded by the promise and by his promised reward, so were the illithids blinded to the true Rising. And from when they heard Vilkar's words, they turned their sight outwards again, didn't they? Then the Rising was free to strike? Know that you speak truly. Vilkar's eye blinded both Vilkar and the illithids. The tentacled ones thought the Rising to be no more. When the Rising occurred, the ground drank deep of illithid blood. So was victory born from treachery. It is a curious lesson. Why would this be part of the teachings of Zerthimon? Dak'kon's blade bleeds to a dead night black. His voice deepens for a moment. You think he's angry, but you're not so sure. There is much about the way of Zerthimon and his path that is difficult to know. Do you know why Vilkar's eye is part of the way of Zerthimon? It is part of the telling of how our people came to know freedom. It lets us know that there are those, even among the people, who are not of the people, and that even in the greatest treachery, a greater knowing may be achieved. Very well. Alright. So that means we learn another spell. Copy that. Okay. We are running a bit low on time though, so next time on Let's Play Planescape Torment, we'll poke around the lower ward, maybe the clerk's ward, maybe study the Unbroken Circle of Zerthimon a little bit more. So, I will see you guys then, and take care.